Sometimes in life, we reach a certain point when we most certainly had absolutely enough. Okay, and this is very important, because at that moment in time you understand something, you realize something, you realize the bigger picture. And once you realize the bigger picture, there's so many different elements that you start paying attention to that you didn't pay attention to before. My gorgeous Virgolini, this is an important time for you to step through, to step forward. The door are about to open, and the door is specifically going to be open for you on the 27th of March 2022, because the 27th of March is going to be the time when the things are going to start moving on like there is no tomorrow. But it is going to be connected to the certain trip, to the certain adjustment that you're going to need to make. And this adjustment is something I have to stress. I need you to understand how important this is, because it's to do with things in your life, it's to do with you, it's to do with things that you are working on, it's to do with things that you are working for, it's to do with things that make you feel good, that makes you feel happy, that makes you feel optimistic. But it's also to do with the waiting game and waiting game and waiting game. But the waiting game is bloody over. Now it's time for you to start moving on, because if you don't start moving on, you know, this is pretty much so to do with a certain planning, to carry on with your life, carry on with a certain planning. You need to get rid of that stale energy that has been around for the last 46 months. You have got the power, you have got the light, you have got a very powerful vibration to do whatever you want to do in this life. And the March is also going to give you a rather magical opportunity to go through, to step forward. And this is really important, because on another hand, you know, like, this is going to be quite clear to you within the from the 1st of March and the 11th of March. The stage and the period in between the 1st of March and the 11th of March are going to be like a mind-blowing when it comes to being really busy, when it comes to you know, there is so much that is actually going to be happening around you in your life. And you know, each specific part of your life, it's going to require a bit of your own attention, a bit of your own energy. And I said bit of your attention and your own energy, because whatever happens in March, whatever goes on in March, every single decision that you make, every single decision that you focus on, that you pay attention to, it must come from you. Because at the same time, your psychic feelings and your psychic energy and your intuition is going to be very, very enhanced. And the more you give a credit to, the more you pay attention to the feelings and vibration, ideas and realizations in your mind, the more you're going to get out of it. Okay? The more significant this path is going to be. It is not only about things that you're doing for yourself, it's about moving on in your life. It's about doing things. It's about making important decisions. It's about ignoring negativity as much as you can, but at the same time realizing that all these that I've mentioned so far, everything that I said so far, is to do with your life. Okay? And it's also to do with, like, basically you protecting things that belong to you. You protecting your life, protecting things that belongs to you. Because someone is going to try to take an advantage of you if you don't start moving on. Okay, my gorgeous Virgolini, I'm taking a piss. I'm not like kind of like trying to be angry or anything like that, you know. I'm not kind of like upset or anything like that, but I'm just saying this with so much passion because it's important, because I can see someone a little bit devilish who is trying to take an advantage of you as we speak. So this is why you need to protect something that's yours. And in order to protect something that's yours in your life, uniquely on your path, it's meant to be yours. It's yours. It's a part of your life. It's a part of your past. This means to you so much. And you're the only one who can do this. And you will realize, you know, this is no time to count on John, George, Matthew, or Roberta, or Maria. You know, no, baby, no. You know, it's just basically, it's just anything that comes to you, you most simply and most certainly need to do in terms of ideas, in terms of the next step, in terms of talking to people, because you're going to need to kind of get in touch with certain people which are quite important as well. But all this you need to do by yourself. All this you need to do on your own terms. You don't like kind of go to your best friend and ask her, who do you think that I should talk to? No, baby, no. Now it's very strictly, very importantly, that you need to understand that there are going to be the certain people that are really important that you're going to need to deal with in terms of like advice, in terms of you needing something, but at the same time you need to be the one 1,000,000% who is going to find these people, who is going to connect with these people, who is going to reconnect with these people. And this is why, my gorgeous Virgolinis, this is going to be so important. Now this is going to reflect on your whole life. You are most certainly and most simply going to have enough. And also within the first 3 days of March 2022, somebody's mask is going to be fallen, and you will know who am I talking about, this devilish person, this horrible person, because somebody's been like all smiley, nicely around you, but they're trying to take some kind of advantage of you, and you must stop this, because you are the only one who can actually do this. You will protect yourself, you will protect your life, you will protect things that belongs to you, you know, financially, finances and things like that. So you need to see how you're gonna go about, and you also need to understand the importance of this. As I said, the 27th of March is gonna be a big mama with everything that I said, because the 27th of March is going to be the actual time when you're physically going to make this adjustment, the readjustment of your life. You're gonna start something. I can see that you're gonna throw yourself into the like middle of the ocean, and you're gonna swim like a big banana. You're gonna swim like there is no tomorrow. So the 27th of March is going to be the time when you're really going to jump in the water, and you will see exactly what a good swimmer you are. And this is what I'm talking about. This is when you feel this flavor, this wonderful energy, because it's all about you kind of making your life better, and it's all about you doing the right thing, and it's all about you understanding that sometimes, you know, in life you do have to indeed swim against the current. But also one of the most important things is to pay attention to your own intuition, because there is going to be a lot of decisions that you're going to be making, a lot of interesting people that you're going to come to terms with, come to like to talk to, and things like that. But it all 100% needs to come from you. My name is Sasha Bonasin, and I'm a psychic medium, and this is your monthly horoscope tarot card reading, and it's for you, my gorgeous Virgolini, and it's for March 2022. So this monthly horoscope tarot card focus is for you, my gorgeous Virgo, and it's for March 2022. So this is going to be really great time. This is going to be the month when things are going to start moving on, and you will see you are going to like kind of do quite a lot more that you normally do, and there are certain things that are going to happen and that take place that are absolutely going to surprise you. But you are going to find yourself in a completely different element, in a completely new element. It is going to be needed a certain adjustment that you're going to need to make, but you are going to need to be there. So it's to do with a certain journey and a certain trip that you are going to make, that is just pretty much so going to open the door at the same time. I think, you know, even after the 27th of March is pretty much so all about you fighting for yourself, fighting for what's yours, putting your foot down, but also trying to step on top of things, you know, not like kind of arguing too much or anything like that, just trying to kind of find a peaceful way out. Whatever you do, just try to understand that someone is trying to kind of take an advantage of you, someone is trying to take something that's yours, or someone is trying to like, is going to try to confuse you a little bit by kind of, oh, sweetie, lovey. And then you're going to think, yeah, they're absolutely right. Almost as if you're going to be asked something that is going to be absolutely ridiculous. You know, you're going to be asked something to maybe give to someone, or someone is going to try to take something from you, but you know that this is not right, because you will see something beyond that mask. You will become aware of these people, this person. You will see beyond that mask. It's a devilish mask. And that person is just going to try to kind of take an advantage of you and an advantage of your goodness. I think that emotionally they're going to try to like to put you in a certain corner, and you will see exactly what I mean. But you just need to understand that you have to stay true to yourself. Focus on things, you know, that belongs to you, my gorgeous Virgolinis. This is important. So your number when it comes to numerology, it's number 819. So it's 819. It's when it comes to numerology, and this is pretty much so about the power of your own focus, and it's pretty much so about the power of your own concentration. It's you taking your life on the next stage. You know that the match is gonna be different. I'm telling you, it's going to be different, because it's a huge decision that you're gonna make. You will just have enough, and by the 27th of March, I keep on saying, yeah, that 27th of March is gonna be like a big mama, but by then, you know, things, you will do something that you don't normally do. You will step towards the certain direction that you don't normally do, or you just do it every now and then, you know. But it's to do with you to step onto the certain path, you know, to make an adjustment, trip or journey, in order to do something absolutely massive, to go on the next step. Your continuation, it's important. if you do not continue with your life now, and I'm not saying that you were like kind of stopped, you know, I'm just saying that you were blocked, and I'm just saying that you were in stationary mode, you were in stationary pose, and a lot was happening in your life, my gorgeous Virgolini, a lot was going on, brilliant. Now the new energy is coming in and everything is becoming a little bit more brighter, but there is a very specific part of your life that just drained the hell out of you. It just drained your energy so much because you've been worrying about this, it's been very hard over the last 12 months for you, because that specific part of your life that happened, you know, within the last year, it was left unresolved. Something was left unresolved, and you just moved on, and this person or group of people moved on. But now, if you don't resolve this, it's going to go towards the wrong direction. Somebody's just gonna end up with more that you should end up, and this is not good. Okay, so it's a devilish little group of people, or a certain person who is pretending smiley, smiley, lovely, lovely, but it's just like way beyond that. Someone is going to try to like take an advantage, and you must stop this. So this is the power of this numerology that these numbers are going to bring you as well. You will have a very strong focus, very powerful focus. You will not lose attention or anything like that. Not that I'm saying that you're losing attention quickly and easily, but with this, it's just going to go really, really far. So you just need to make the most of it, and that same focus is going to give you the power and energy to deal with these changes that are actually going to step into your life, that are going to start happening on the 27th of March 2022. So the power of your own concentration is going to help you to take things much further, and it's also going to give you the necessary energy to deal with things, because sometimes you don't like as much confrontations and things like that. And yes, you're absolutely right, the best is to stay on top of things by trying to not to have a confrontation. But you know, there is a very thin line in between all this, you know, because this person or this group of people are gonna try to take an advantage, and this is what you need to stop. You need to stand your ground, and you need to protect what's yours. So it's about the actual also, you know, you are going to learn something so important about the actual, you know, you feeling really powerless, for example, because you have been affected with this specific situation. So over the last, like about the 12 months in particular, you just felt so powerless. But the change that is going to happen, and also on another hand, the actual, you know, the 12th and the 13th of March, specifically on the 12th and the 13th of March, a message that you're gonna have, a news that you're going to have, it is just going to bring you such a nice little spiritual flip-flop situation into your life. And I'm talking about you feeling really powerless over the last year. Okay, and I'm feeling, I'm talking about you like, just like, you know, maybe sitting, you know, and having your hands, you know, tied at your back. This is how you felt, and you're just doing things are going on, things are happening, you're fine, but there is this specific part of your life that is just draining your energy. It was always coming back to you to make you worried, you know, it was always like next to you. You would wake up in the morning and that problem is on your mind. You will like do something and that problem comes back. You go somewhere to run or something, you know, this problem is on your mind. You talk about something and you just like kind of, as soon as you start thinking about this particular problem that slowed you down so much and left you powerless, you know, as soon as you like think of that, like for a second, it's just like, oh no, I just want to ignore this, you know. No baby, no. Now you need to get to the root of that bloody problem, and this is exactly what you're going to do. And you know, it's pretty much so you will learn how important it is to swim against the currents even more, and you will know what I mean, and you will learn how important that is. And yet again, you're going to be reminded that this is something that you enjoy, this is something that you like, and the more, you know, you're just going to have to find like a specific ways how to go around, you know, the currents that are too dark and too negative and they absolutely don't make sense. Yes, go bloody long way around instead of the short way around. The short way around here is a little devil, dark, nasty little bastard, and this path around, and this path, it's actually long and you can't see where you are. are, and you don't know how you're going to get where you want to get, and it's going to be much longer, much more complicated, but you know it's the right way to do. It's to go. It's a no. You will know it's the right thing to do. So these are the currents that you're gonna know that this is where you should throw yourself at, instead of this devilish little short path here, because the shorter the path is, the more devilish it is. The clearer the path is on this side is, the more poisonous it is. So you ignore that one, but you follow this one. This is something that you need to remember, and you are going to be yet reminded, because you're going to find some kind of enjoyment in this, actually, to just swim against the current. The more you do that, the more you're going to find out a lot of things about yourself, a lot of things about your next stage, a lot of things that didn't make sense over the last 36 to 48 months are going to start making sense in a very special and very unique way, because there are going to be signs on the way at the same time. In fact, every single time when you see 777 repeating, 111 repeating, 3434 repeating, any single time when you see these numbers, you know, you almost immediately need to reflect on your mind. What were you thinking at that time? Because very soon there is going to be the specific answer that you are going to get, the specific answer that is going to be guiding you and make you aware of things that you didn't know, and it's connected to your mind, it's connected to things that you have been focusing on and thinking about, and it's going to resolve in a very, very kind of like you changing your mind about the certain things ahead and making the right possible decision. What I really like about this month, my gorgeous Virgolinis, is the fact that, you know, you will realize that you are the one who has the power when it comes to feeling really powerless, when it comes to like you kind of worrying so much, and you are. And this is most certainly going to be the time of your own personal spiritual liberation, and I really like it. And the answer to the this spiritual liberation I'm talking about, it's like the things that have been bothering you and blocking you and slowing you down over the last like 12 months in particular. Now you will know, the more assertive you are towards your path, the more you're gonna get out of it. The more assertive you are, the greater awakening you're going to have. The more assertive you are, the more enlightening this path is going to be. And this is your answer. Stay true to yourself, stay assertive to yourself, because this is going to bring you hope. This is going to bring you inspiration when you need it the most. This is going to bring you the actual, very much so, very important bright prospects into your life with unlimited possibilities. You know, you will be able to feel this, you will be able to sense this, because at the same time, you know, you're gonna feel satisfaction and optimism that is going to be your guiding light. So you will know that you are doing the right thing. Listen, you have to understand that you need to take care of yourself. Now it's strictly time when you're just going to change things around, and you're going to start taking care of yourself. You're going to start taking care of your life no matter what. It's all about the continuation, about a very specific part of your life that cannot wait longer. You cannot wait any long, because if you do, someone is going to take an advantage of you. The train will go, and then once it goes, it's like, oh, sorry, darling. You know, this is what you need to understand. So the more assertive you are, the more satisfaction and pleasure and happiness you are going to have. The more things are going to make sense. Focus on you as much as you can, because on one hand, this is going to bring a healing energy into your life, but at the same time, it's going to start process of awakening. That in itself, it's also going to be really important, my gorgeous Virgolini. You need to work on a certain friendship. You need to work on somebody who is meant to be part of your life, but that person just drifts away a little bit slowly. And you know what? That person really needs your help. Is someone who you know really well, somebody who is a very consistent in your life, somebody who you know for a long, long time, and somebody who you appreciate like so much. It's like Big Mama. Now, somebody who means to you so much, and it's just like a little bit of some kind of relationship breakdown here, like the best friend or like maybe even the family member, you know, but it's someone who there is not any more consistency in between you, in between you two, how it used to be. And it's important for you to understand, to actually work on this, my gorgeous Virgolini, because that person needs your help. Somebody's been misled like there is no tomorrow. Somebody's in a little trouble, my gorgeous Virgolini, and if they haven't got a problem with you, they don't think that you've changed, they don't think that you drift apart, drift away. drift apart from one another because the relationship is really strong, but something happened and that person have kind of like a somebody enters their life, like maybe within the last 2 or 3 years somebody entered their life and somebody had a certain impact and influence on them, and that reflected on them, and that took that person who is a very close to you, very important to you, that I'm talking about, you know, and maybe it's just they have been quite misled. I can see a little bit of darkness here and I don't like it. I don't like a bit of a dark lala here moment, because the darkness means here strictly and purely that on one hand that person has been misled and you need to help them, you need to work out how you're going to help them. Then on the other hand, it's even worse. It's not that only they've been misled, but it's something to do with some kind of addiction, something to do with some kind of addiction. That person is not only been misled with the very dark forces and energy around them, so someone is just having a really bad influence and impact on that person, and I can see some kind of addictions that are too dark for me and I don't like it. But it's not like, you know, the end of the world. You know, this can all be healed, this can all be saved, but you need to understand two things. So that person who drift away from you, it's nothing personal to do with you, but they have been misled, they have been misguided, and it's some kind of addiction stepped through at a time when they were really vulnerable, and that just took that person a whole next level. They're very vulnerable and they need your help. You're like a little angel, my gorgeous Virgolini. So your job is to kind of like maybe try to explain to this person, try to kind of rejoin with this person and try to find the best possible way to try to see what's happening with that person. How much is that person being misled? And about this addiction as well, they need your help. So, you know, it is just someone who is so important in your life, and you're going to get so much out of it. And that person is not going to be able to understand that almost immediately straight away, but soon, you know, when the time comes, you know, that person is going to be very, very grateful to you. So this is something that you need to actually do. On another hand, what else is going to actually happen this month, my gorgeous Virgolinis? It's also basically there is going to be at around the 8th of March in particular, at around the 8th, 9th and 10th, 8th, 9th and 10th of March. These 3 days are also going to bring you like, oh my God, like a big thinking mode. Big thinking mode. You're going to find yourself in like a little bit of like, oh my God, bit of like a completely different dimension, you know, the sky is going to feel different, the trees are going to feel different, the energy is going to be very bizarre, the energy is going to be very strange, and there is something that is going to be born within you at that moment in time. There is some kind of like a very unusual situation going to take place, because you will see something out of the blue, and something is going to be sticking out right in front of you in a completely different element, in a completely different dimension, and that in itself, it's going to kind of give you an idea. So one of these, within these 3 days, you're also going to kind of like be able to kind of be part of like very specific dimensions that we are always part of, but now you're going to be able to recognize the specific things that we only recognize when the energy is very pure, when the energy is very unique, when the energy is different, then it gets us thinking in a different way, and then that vibration increases our personal vibration, which gives us more confidence to step through, which gives us more confidence to step forward. So you are going to have a very powerful moment of self-illumination. You will see something and it's just going to start a process of like, oh my God, inspiration, inspiration, inspiration. What didn't make sense before is going to start making sense, you know, although you're not going to be able to understand and realize that straight away, but by the time you get to the actual 31st of March, this is going to be the moment when you will have the actual timing, you know, some kind of answer when it comes to the timing, and when it comes to the overburdened feeling, you know, excessive pressure slowly coming to an end. And after that moment in time, there is going to be the sense of timing that you're going to have, that you will be able to connect to this. So it's all going to make sense. So you are going to see something that is going to inspire you so much. And this, without you even realizing, it's going to be the moment in time when you're going to plant a really interesting and rather powerful spiritual seed. I really like it, because that little spiritual seed is going to be only a tiny little thing, you know, that is going to grow into the biggest oak in the forest. In fact, what is going to happen within in these 3 days, I have to stress to be as optimistic as you possibly can. This is not a time to be negative and put your head down. Oh no, I can't do this, I can't do that. No, baby, no, because you're going to increase this negativity and it's only going to prolong things for you. It's time to just basically be very open-minded, very optimistic, and pay attention to this inspiration, pay attention to these ideas that are going to be connected to it, because this is also going to be your life force. Okay, this is going to be your spiritual guide. This is going to be your guardian angel. There is a lot that you're going to be able to connect after that moment in time. And also, you know, basically, it is about like, you finally gonna realize also this, you know, this month, like what exactly you're in self-denial about, because, you know, you've been kind of not plodding along, but you've just been kind of like living your life, but you have been like a kind of at the same time maybe not living your life to the fullest, you know, and the reason why you haven't been doing this, it's all about this self-denial and realization that you are going to have at the same time. That is going to get you thinking, but also it's going to help you to be aware of pretty much so to the unknown dangers, and that in itself is going to help you to connect the dots on another level, and it's going to make you aware of the hidden danger, which is going to become absolutely obvious at around the 18th of March. And that hidden danger that you're going to become aware of, it's almost immediately going to bring a rather balanced force, harmony, firmness, you know, into your life. And it's also kind of going to at the same time make you realize how important it is to stay true to yourself, and even more importantly, you're going to realize that tact is necessary to maintain pace. So you just have to keep going, you just have to keep going, even at a time when things absolutely don't make sense, even at a time when everything is so dark and negative, even at a time when you're aware of like a devilish forces and negative energy on the outside. You know, the important moment in time, it's going to be the realization that you most simply and most certainly you need to keep going. You need to keep going. The further you go, the more powerful you're going to be. The further you go, the more successful you're going to be. The further you go, the more you're going to be able to make sense of things so much. Because also by the time you get to the end of this month, you know, that, you know, looking at the big picture, there is so much that you're going to find out about things around you, about things that were like really weird and strange and unusual, and it's like lots of confirmations, you know. And on one hand you're going to be like, oh my god, like what some people can be like, but then on another hand, you know, it's just basically about the confirmations, because all this you felt in this in your soul, you felt this in your spirit, you know. If you know that something is wrong around you, then most certainly you need to make sure also at the same time to kind of like be a guiding light to those people in your life who are very close to you, who are very important to you, because there is still time left. On another hand, you know, it is going to be a very big moment of big change when it comes to your home, my gorgeous Virgolinis, because it's about this decision that you're going to make, and this decision that you're going to make, it's going to be within the last 7 days of March. It's all about you making this really massive decision when it comes to your home, when it comes to your personal happiness, when it comes to you doing things that you want to do, because it's all going to start making sense after this moment in time. You know, this is going to bring you new possibilities. This month is going to bring you new relationships, new approaches to old problems, because spiritually you're going to grow quite a lot. But then again, the new knowledge it's going to bring new acquaintances in your life. You're pretty much you're about to have a really big moment of your personal development this month as well. So when it comes to like going on the next stage of your life, you know, you are gonna become aware of the new possibilities as well. The more possibilities you take on, the more possibilities you become aware of, the more kind of powerful you're going to be, the more room to grow you're actually going to have within. And this is going to be the main factor that is going to be keep on pushing you forward. It's important. And then on another hand, you know, you need to understand all the new possibilities that you become aware of this month, all the new relationships that you become aware of this month, All new approaches to old problems that you become aware of this month. All new acquaintances and new knowledge that you're going to become aware of this month. This is all going to lead towards something very specific within the last 7 days of March. It is going to lead towards the actual, one of the biggest accomplishments of your life. And when is this going to explode completely? Particularly, it's going to be in September 2022. September 2022, your life is going to be completely different. It's things that you have been working on. It's things that you have been trying to imagine. It's things that you have been trying to manifest in your life. My Lord, but this is going to be on a completely different level. This energy and vibration, I cannot even explain to you how powerful this is going to be and where this is going to take you and how much this is going to change your life. You will realize by the end of the month the essence of your own power. The more you're listening to yourself and the more you ignore things that have been bringing you down and making you feel really, really negative and slow and really sad, the more powerful you're going to be, the more things are going to make sense to you. And you know, you're also going to find yourself, you know, in between the 19th of March and the end of that month, you're going to find yourself pretty much so wanting to explore. And the strength and force is going to be absolutely undeniable. When I say strength and force, it's going to be the perfect balance of you wanting to explore something and do things and also feel confident enough to step through and step forward into the part of your life to investigate and explore that you're uncertain about. So this is really important to mention because it's purely you reflecting on the guidance of your subconscious mind. You're going to find yourself being very creative, and that in itself is going to be pretty much so the new beginning. The last 7 days of March are bringing you a beginning of a very, very meaningful experience, and that is going to feel like an adventure. And in spiritual terms, it's like basically like the birth of a child. And in spiritual terms, the birth of the child means like one of the biggest moments of your life are going to happen at the end of March. This is going to change our lives forever in the best possible way. It's going to bring us so much colorful and beautiful energy into our lives. It's going to give us so much to do. It's like a God's gift. It's one of the greatest blessings, a gift that we can possibly have, and it's only the beginning. And as the time goes by, we're going to learn so much about ourselves with this situation, and also this is only going to be growing and growing and growing. It's going to become one of the best things that we have ever done in our lives, and you will see exactly what I mean. Very important month, my gorgeous Virgolinis, indeed. On another hand, okay, when it comes to your health, do you know what is really important this month, my gorgeous Virgolinis? It's like you really need to pay attention to your body, and you need to pay attention to those parts of your body like a stomach, those parts of your body like this part of your body, like your hips, your stomach, your top back, and your lower back. You know, see how you can stretch in a certain way, how you don't normally stretch, you know, to actually pay attention to this part of your body, and the lower back and the top back, because this is where I see like a little bit of a negative energy, which means that in this case you're just gonna need to kind of like, if possible, if you possibly can, like try to stretch in a different ways, try to move your body in a different way. And even if you do it for like a couple of minutes, just try to find that part of the body that you can't kind of move in like as easy. Like for example, maybe you will try to do this and you can't move like that, so you need to move to that, you need to focus on that body, because when you do this, you're gonna get something very precious and something very powerful out of it. Not only this is going to help you with your energy flow, but it's also going to help you to break the negativity within your body. And once this negativity and negative energy is broken, it's going to start a process of healing, and that in itself, it's going to reflect on your way of thinking, it's going to reflect on your mind, it's going to reflect on your concentration, but most certainly it's also going to reflect on your energy levels. So this is something that you need to work on, because these are the parts of your body that currently I see the blockages. So just try to find a place, you know, on your body that you can't move that freely, and you just need to dig it in and just try to kind of like make the most of it. And that in itself, it's almost immediately, without even doing anything, it's going to start like kind of projecting this healing towards that specific part of your body. And on another hand, also try to just like kind of like what I said before, try to kind of avoid coffee as much as you can, and try to take sugar out. Sugar is absolutely vile. I told you this so many times. Try to take sugar out of your diet if you didn't, like try to take it out completely. And I'm saying this purely because I know that this is something that you're quite sensitive about, and at the same, because it's giving you lots of problems. It's full of chemicals. It's giving you lots of problems, and also it's affecting your energy levels. So try to avoid sugar, try to avoid coffee. If you're using something to sweet things and drinks, you know, use organic honey or organic maple syrup, but never ever sugar. And try to drink like throughout this month as much as you can organic dandelion, because it's going to organic dandelion tea, because it's going to help you to detoxify your body. And also try to drink like a little bit of chamomile as well, tea throughout this month, because it's also going to be super beneficial when it comes to your entire digestive system. Okay, very important to mention indeed. And you can also like add in a little bit of like organic lemon with like unwaxed organic lemon, and or a little bit of organic honey or organic maple syrup, but never sugar, please. Okay, so this is going to make you feel so much better. Okay, so now my gorgeous Virgolini, I'm just going to see what is going to be the first date that I'm going to be talking about. But before I go there, this is so beautiful, my brand new line again. I mean, check how gorgeous this beautiful purple Suji stone is. Absolutely gorgeous, beautiful, very, very unique, very special, very difficult to get hold of. These are one of the most beautiful crystals. Again, it's a very specific color, and just holding it in my hands, it just makes me feel so much better. It's absolutely superb stone when it comes to us coming home to ourselves, when it comes to us needing that energy to kind of regenerate us, you know, when it comes to us like needing the motivation, but also the energy that is just going to start a process of confidence, because we are going to be dealing with lots of people that are very like strange. We're going to be dealing with lots of people that are not really honest this month and April. We're going to be dealing with the people that are really bizarre, but also at the same time the people who are thinking only about themselves, little bastards, you see. So those people are quite bad here, because they are thinking about them and their success, but they are like kind of like being very selfish, but they are putting like a really mask on that is making them feel really good, but they are not. So in order to recognize these people, this crystal is absolutely perfect. In order to protect your energy, this crystal is perfect. In order to stay on top of things, this crystal is perfect. But also when we kind of come across these things and these people, these situations, very often their energy is so powerful, it overtakes us. So they manipulate us because their energy is so strong. And then when we leave these people, then we are like, I should have said this, I should have said that. And this helps you to stay true to yourself, to stay protected, grounded in a very unique way. By the same time, it's just to generate positivity, positive energy. It's against negative emotions and situation, and it relieves stress, anxiety, and it promotes emotional healing. You know, it's absolutely perfect against anxiety indeed. And it's fantastic when it comes to dreams, because it helps you to remember important dreams. It helps you remember, it helps you to start a process of lucid dreaming. By the same time, it helps you to kind of find a way in an unusual dimension that we find ourselves in every single day, but we don't necessarily recognize to what to pay attention to. So this is absolutely brilliant to wear. This gorgeous pendant comes with a sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel, I have to say that. So thank you very much. The 1st, 2nd and the 3rd of March 2022, you know, I really like this, because the 1st and 2nd are going to be playing a big role, because it's going to make you feel a little bit nervous. 1st and 2nd of March, you will be waiting for some kind of news, you will be waiting for some kind of answer, you will be waiting for some kind of information on the 1st and the 2nd of March, and you're going to feel like a little bit, oh my god, you know, a little bit nervous, you know, type of thing, like a little bit scared. But you know what, by the time you get to the 3rd of March, you just need to understand the message that you're going to have. It's going to be brilliant. On one hand, through that message, you will learn and you will realize that you have kind of like become aware of a very important lesson in your life. Very important lesson. And the lesson is that you have to trust yourself. Don't give your power away and asking someone else what you should do, how you should live your life. You should trust yourself. This is the lesson that you will learn up until the 3rd of March. And this is the path that you will want to stay on. This is the path that you will want to be on. Because after this moment in time, nothing is going to be the same ever again. Everything is going to change. But it's going to start changing in the best possible way, because this is the time of your personal evolvement, my gorgeous Virgolinis, indeed. So the 3rd of March is going to bring you very good news about success. This is going to reflect on your finances. You're going to find yourself on a rather advanced stage. This is going to reflect on your healing. It's going to be a very victorious moment in time because of two things. Because financially, this is going to start looking really good, an opportunity realization, about stability. But on another hand, it's very annoying difficulty. It's also kind of going to start flowing, you know, very annoying difficulty. It's also kind of going to be, it's going to get to the certain stage where you will know what to do about it. You will know what the right step forward is going to be, and that in itself, it's going to start the process of transition. And the process of transition is going to be highlighted in between the 3rd and the 11th of March very strongly. And this is to do with change, and you wanting, just realizing, you know what, I had enough, I'm bored with this, I'm bored with that, I'm bored with that, I'm gonna change this, I'm gonna change that, I'm gonna change that. You will know if you don't do it. If you don't change it, baby, no one else will. So this is why this is so important. And it's like, it's going to start the process of change. It's to do with you realizing what exactly big part of your life you will want to abandon. But this is good because it's coming to an end. Moving on. And it's all to do with you realizing exactly which sacrifice you need to make in terms of readjustment, in terms of paying attention, because not that responsibilities are going to change, but the priorities are going to start changing here at around the 3rd of March. So this is what you need to pay attention to, so you don't drain your energy. This is on another hand going to give you the control over a situation, strength, courage. It's going to increase your determination. It's going to make you feel so good about yourself through your own confidence. You will know that you are going to make a huge accomplishment in your life. You will know exactly what to do. You will know exactly where to go. And then, you know, as someone who is very close to you, somebody who's important to you, it's going to be talking to you. There is going to be a certain conversation, and they will mention something, and they will not even know what you are thinking about, what you are focusing on, but they will give you advice. You will gather the advice from what they said, but it's someone who you really appreciate in your life, but it's all going to make sense because it's going to answer your question without you even asking anything. And this is also going to, like, as I said, it's going to lead towards one of the biggest accomplishments of your life. And it's going to show you the important part of your life that you should be devoted to. And you will like it because the most beautiful spiritual sincerity is going to come out of it in the form of you having such a big answer. In fact, you know, when it comes to the actual, the stage and the period in between the 3rd and the 16th, in between the 3rd and the 16th of March, this is when you get like going to get like a huge, massive answer, you know. Very important answer. But also at the same time, you're going to find yourself being very successful balancing so many priorities. So don't get scared like, oh my God, there is a lot going to be going on. But my Lord, you are going to have this power to deal with things from such a interesting angle. Determination and willpower are most certainly going to be increased. And this is going to bring you such an important recognition. It's like recognition, like a public recognition. You know, this part of your life, time of your life, it's going to bring you huge recognition, so make the most of it. Okay, so the second crystal that I would like to show, it's absolutely gorgeous. You see, it's see-through, but you can't see it. It's a green moss agate. Look how beautiful this is. This helps you to start the process of healing. This really helps you a lot to be honest with yourself. It helps you a lot when you're in self-denial with yourself. It helps you a lot when you need that little bit of push, you know, when it comes to like doing the right things in life. But it also helps you a lot when, you know, sometimes in life we understand that tact is necessary to maintain pace, but it's not as easy. It's easy to say. And this always like brings you, like kind of opens your mind, and it just kind of like really inspires you in a very unique and a specific way, because almost immediately something is pinpointed to you through the connection and reconnection with nature within ourselves. Something is pinpointed to you that almost immediately kind of like an influence and impact that balance in the best possible way of inspiration when you need it the most. This beautiful green moss agate, it's always like kind of like it brings you calm and it brings you closer to nature, but it helps you to concentrate, it helps you to focus and to make the right decisions as well. This is super important to wear throughout March and April 2022. Every time when we need to be sharp, when we need to be quick, when we want to kind of like respond appropriately, when we need a focus, when we need an extra energy, when we need that specific balance of like, oh, feeling refreshed, regenerated, you know, but also at the same time it just really motivates you towards, you know, your own path. This gorgeous pendant comes with sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel as well. I have to say that, so thank you very much. The second important date, my gorgeous Virgolini, is going to be on the 16th of March. Now, do you know what? The 16th of March, through somebody's immaturity, you're going to become aware of someone being quite immature around you. And then through that immaturity, look at this. What are you going to find out? You see this? You're gonna, on the 16th of March, I just had a feeling, look, you see this, the Chariot, of course, bum, ba, bum, bum. Through someone's immaturity, you are going to find out, basically, you know, through someone's immaturity, you're going to get so much out of it. Through someone's immaturity, you are going to open your eyes. Through someone's immaturity, you're going to be surprised, but at the same time, you are going to get a huge, massive, enormous, absolutely giant answer. Big key, massive answer. It's going to come to you through someone's immaturity, okay? And this is an important time for you, because at the same time, this is going to basically lead towards a very important new beginning. You will want to explore the specific part of your life through your own optimism and enthusiasm. It's going to be growing like there is no tomorrow. You are going to find yourself being very spontaneous, but through you being spontaneous, you're also going to find yourself on a really good and important new beginning. And that new beginning is going to be everything, because at the same time, you know, you had a lack of strength, you know, that was affecting you, and also that was affecting you, your balance and your strength, in a form of like making you feel really indecisive. So now this is all going to be completely opposite of this. It's going to make you to kind of confirm to you within you to make one of the best possible decisions of your life when it comes to moving on. And also, you know, at the same time, through outside influences, you know, you're also going to be, 16th of March is also going to be important and very unique when it comes to the outside influences, because through outside influences, you're going to have a lot of three important confirmations, three massive important confirmations through the outside influences. And these are not good, these are not positive, these are not like a light, these are to do with the creatures of like a darkness, and it's to do with like a devilish energy, but it's nothing that you weren't aware of, nothing that you didn't know. It's all about the certain sequences that are going to be repeating in a very unique way, that are just going to get your attention, and that in itself is just going to confirm things to you. And the new interest is going to come up, some kind of new interest that is purely going to come through and come forward through the fact that you have been through so much spiritually, you have grown. So now not only this new interest is going to be connected to your practical knowledge and what you're doing on this earth for. This is going to be big, this is going to be huge. Before you weren't aware of it, but now this is going to become something very, very delicious in your life. At the same time, this is the journey that you should be on. You will feel it in your heart, you will know what to do, but on another hand, you will be avoiding like a devilish person or a devilish group of people. And this is absolutely brilliant. So this is all about your practical knowledge, what you feel here, okay? But also this is about a strength that starts growing as soon as you connect to it. But you're going to become aware of a very important negotiation. And the negotiation that you're going to become aware of on the 16th of March, it's going to take place on, at around the 17th of April 2022. So it is important, but these are only the beginning stages, and you shouldn't rush with it, but because by the time you get to April, there is so much more that you're going to learn, specifically the staging period in between the 27th of March and April. You know, this is the time when you're going to, like, oh my God, learn so much. So pay attention to it, it's important. The 16th of March, it's also going to bring you like an exciting intellectual challenge with brilliant insights, and that is going to be connected to the certain information that is going to be a little bit challenging to receive, but all you need to do is just to review the documents very, very carefully indeed. This is the way you protect yourself. Okay, the third date is going to be on the 31st of March. So it's all about, you know, what I mentioned before. You're going to feel like a little bit of stress, like a little bit of, oh my God, nervousness and excessive pressures. But then again, problems are soon to be resolved. Okay, this is brilliant. So you're going to become aware of the fact that these problems are soon about to be resolved, and they drain the hell out of you. They drain so much. They drain your positive energy. They affected your spirituality. That made you feel really negative and satisfied desires. They made you like feel like you're struggling. So this is all kind of going to be complete opposite of that. So now pretty much, so the 31st of March is a karmic little challenge that you are going to have. You need to let someone go karmically, because the certain person has done something to you in the past, like hurt you, maybe a lover and things like that, or someone has done something to you, and that you are still going to have an opportunity, very important opportunity on the 31st of March to do something about it. So you're going to feel just out of the blue angry with someone who's just going to appear in your mind, in your head, in your spirit, on your spirit journey, and it's going to give you the opportunity to recognize who this is, forgive them and forget, because forgive them and try to forget, because karmically something is still slowing you down and you want to move away from it, not because of them, but you want to release yourself from this situation. So this is important. On another hand, you know, the 31st of March is pretty much so going to help you to see things in a completely different light when it comes to your own improvement. You're going to become aware of the moment, a very specific opportunity for your own development when it comes to promotion. This is important to pay attention to, because it's the outcome of the past efforts, you know, that you have been doing, that you have been trying to create, and this is going to lead towards your own rebirth. On another hand, the 31st of March is going to bring you very good news when it comes to your own advancement, but also on another hand, what is important here is the idea that you're going to become aware of by the end of the day. Just before you go to sleep on the 31st of March, do not forget about this golden idea that you're going to have. Very, very interesting, very important when it comes to you moving away from the part of your life that made you feel so unhappy. And one more thing on the 31st of March, it's all about the actual justice, important moment of justice. Okay, I'm so happy for you, because you've been affected here like there is no tomorrow. So the 31st of March is going to bring you a very good news when it comes to justice. You will know that things are working in your favor. You will know that things are working for you, and you will know that you're going to be absolutely fine, and you will know that you made the right decision not that long ago by sticking to your journey, by standing your ground. So now you will know, baby, congratulations, you are going to be absolutely fine. The moment of justice here is you're going to find very rewarding, but at the same time you're going to find this very kind of self-satisfying, and also there is going to be very interesting advice that you're going to have along the same time. And what else I was going to say, that, you know, the 31st of March, it's also going to bring you a very successful compromise, and that compromise is going to reflect on your self-control, and it's going to show exactly what part of your life you've done really well, and you just have to be more patient in order to get where you want to get. It's all about that specific balance I'm talking about. So now, my gorgeous Virgolini, I'm just going to see the first part of March, the mid part of March, and the last part of March. The first part of March, you know, it's just like I like it really, because it's all like to do with the positive changes that are bringing an end to challenging times when it comes to your life. You know, it's about the light at the end of the tunnel. Hallelujah. Important. The mid part of March, it's all about an amazing opportunity. You know, you have to be bold, courageous, and rather optimistic. Now it's time to take action. You have to focus on those things that you're passionate about. The last part of March, you know, it's all about taking the next step and going forward. There is a certain plan that you're gonna revisit. It's about revisiting an old plan, now realizing it's time to move forward, but also it's all about taking the next step. Very important, you know, it's to do with the bold and ambitious choices, but also at the same time it's to do with expanding your plans and understanding that now it's time to continue to move forward. So now, my gorgeous Virgolinis, I'm just going to see what is going to happen for those of you in relationship. I mean, this is brilliant, because for those of you in relationship, this is going to be such an enlightening moment in time, especially the first 13 days of March. The first 13 days of March, 1-3, it's going to be superb when it comes to couples being enlightened so much, because you both will not want your life to be how it has been so far. You both have made a certain decision to kind of slow down with a certain process, and now it has been maybe 2 or 3 years, and now it's like you're just both like, you know what, you will see what you need to see, you will know what you need to know in order to gather the certain information, in order to become aware of something so big and so important that it's just going to be that main little push that is going to push both of you and shake you up a little bit, and just telling you, you know what are you going to wait 20 years, you know, to do what you want to do? No, baby, no. Very important moment for the couples, and especially by the time you get to the last part of March, you know, you are going to get a very important ball rolling. And you will know exactly what I mean. It is important to stress, like I don't even know how to stress how important it is to carry on with your life, with the process, with some kind of plan that was stuck in the process. Now you just need to really go with it, you know? No matter what's going on around you, baby, you just go. Okay, so now the second thing I was going to say, now it's for the single, my gorgeous Virgolinis. This is so important. For those of you that are single, someone very interesting, it's about to walk into your life. And I really, really like this, because you are going to find yourself at around the mid-March making a very interesting decision that is really going to surprise you. And that interesting decision is going to consist of you making the certain change. And that certain change is going to surprise you. Suddenly it's going to come to you, you know what, instead of going there, I want to go over there. And this is exactly what a golden moment is going to be. With you making a decision to go somewhere else, you are at the same time, you need to know that this is showing the actual time span when someone very interesting it's about to walk into your life. But this person is going to be a little bit different, and you're just going to be looking at somewhere, and suddenly you're going to find your eyes meeting these other eyes, and it's going to feel like on a completely different level, and it's going to last a while, and it's going to have so many different stages, and this is someone very much so specifically who you wouldn't normally like or go for, something very obviously different with a taste that you would normally like in the person. This is because, you know, a lot is coming from inside here, and sometimes, you know, only a couple of years ago you'd be like, no, I don't fancy this person, blah blah blah, but now you're going to feel very strong connection. This is because this person is carrying very important information for you. Not only this is going to be someone who is really going to drastically start changing your life, but it's just a very important information this person is bringing you. It's going to help you realize how much you actually changed, and it's also going to help you realize that this energy and vibration is what you need in your life in order to make everything else a little bit better if you are looking for someone. So it's not going to be that long, my gorgeous Virgolinis, whatsoever. Okay, my gorgeous Virgolini, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I love every single one of you. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light. So I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye.